Hey guys, you're watching TechRadar. I'm Basil, and this video is all about how the Samsung Galaxy S8 stacks up to the brand spanking new iPhone X. I'm going to jump into the video in a sec. Before I do, if you're not already subscribed to TechRadar, subscribe. It's how you'll stay on top of everything that we do. I'm going to start by talking about thickness, or thinness in this case, because the iPhone X is 3mm slimmer than the Samsung Galaxy S8. But the S8 is over 20 grams lighter. Both have similar looks with their 18:9 aspect ratios, but they have very different ports. The Samsung Galaxy S8 has a USB-C at the bottom as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack, and unsurprisingly, iPhone X, no headphone jack, and it has a lightning connector. Around the back of the Samsung Galaxy S8 you have a single camera and a fingerprint scanner, whereas the iPhone has no fingerprint scanner but two cameras. Moving on to the screens, they're the same size, 5.8 inches. They're also both OLED technology, but they're different resolutions. The Samsung Galaxy S8 is much sharper at wide quad HD. At over 400 pixels per inch though, the iPhone X should still be plenty sharp for most, and both have excellent features like HDR and scratch resistant glass. Gorilla Glass 5 on the Samsung Galaxy S8, and the iPhone X has, according to Apple, the strongest glass on any smartphone to date. The Samsung Galaxy S8 runs Android 7, customized by Samsung. The iPhone X runs iOS 11, customized for this weird 18:9 aspect ratio, no home button device by Apple. Starting with Samsung, it's a familiar Android experience even if it is customized. Swipe up from the bottom to get your applications tray, swipe down from the top to get your notifications tray and quick toggles. You've got home screens you can populate with applications and widgets. Samsung's also loaded the S8 up with its own applications like S Note and S Health to complement Google's Drive and Play services. As for the iPhone X, swipe up from the bottom to activate your multitasking options, swipe down from the top right to activate your control center, that's your quick toggles, and swipe down from the middle for your notification center. When it comes to personal assistance, the S8 has Bixby, which deep dives into your phone and does a whole bunch of stuff, as well as Google Assistant, whereas the iPhone has Siri. And for a little bit of fun, the iPhone throws animojis into the mix, using the smart Face ID camera to animate emojis based on your facial expressions. But what about processors? Well, the Samsung Galaxy S8 has a Snapdragon 835 or an Exynos processor depending on the region you're in. Whichever one you get, it's tested and it's excellent. As for the new Apple A11 chip inside the iPhone X, it's untested, we don't know how it is, but Apple says it will be the most powerful smartphone chip around. The Samsung Galaxy S8 has one 12-megapixel camera. The iPhone X has two 12-megapixel cameras. The Samsung Galaxy S8's camera is f1.7, so has a nice wide open aperture and has optical image stabilization, while the iPhone X's main camera is f1.8, so a little bit less wide, does have optical image stabilization, and that second lens gives you a 2x zoom, also 12 megapixel with a slightly less wide aperture of f2.4. The S8 has plenty of shooting modes: manual mode out of the box, background defocus, panorama, it's even got a food mode. While the iPhone X doesn't have manual controls out of the box, it does bring back the portrait mode found on the iPhone 7 Plus, so background blur, and there's a new portrait lighting feature, so you can change exposure on specific parts of the person's face. While photo comparisons are going to have to wait until we get the iPhone X in, which will be around November, we can definitely say a thing or two about video. The iPhone X can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second versus a 30 frames per second 4K video on the Samsung Galaxy S8. What about Full HD? The iPhone X can go up to 240 frames per second, again versus the 30 frame per second video on the Galaxy S8. But one nice thing about the Samsung Galaxy S8 is it can shoot video in native Quad HD, which is the resolution of the display. And onto the front cameras, the Samsung Galaxy S8 has an 8-megapixel front camera versus a 7-megapixel front camera on the iPhone X. But the iPhone X's front camera is smart. Portrait lighting and portrait mode both work on it. Wrapping up with battery, and the Samsung Galaxy S8 has a 3000 mAh cell, and while we don't know the power under the hood of the iPhone X just yet, we do know, according to Apple, that it lasts 2 hours longer than an iPhone 7. Check back in November when we get the devices in. We can do a real side-by-side then. Until then, let us know what you think in the comments section below. Like this video, click that thumbs up button, and subscribe to TechRadar. That's how you'll stay on top of everything that we do. Thanks for watching.